This is Ryan Abraham, Dan Weber, USCFootball.com instant analysis here from Howard Jones Field. A Wednesday practice. Steve Sarkisian said it was a better practice than yesterday. Seems like they corrected a lot of things that they did wrong yesterday.
He loved this practice. He absolutely loved it, almost as much as he loved the chances of his injured guys being ready to go Saturday. As he said, they're ready to go. They're ready to go. They're ready to go. And, well, Damian Mama, game time decision. But everybody else, they're ready to go.
Yeah, so we see Cody Kessler coming into practice. He had his cleats on. He had the knee brace on. It looked like a little wrap underneath there. Nothing really to see. Damian Mama came in with a wrap under his right knee brace. Leonard Williams was a guy that did not come in pads at all. He had a little tie-up brace on his right ankle, but he was a guy that, like you just said, was ready to go. It was weird. It was a little short from Steve Sarkisian when he was talking about the injuries today.
No, he's not going to say anything. And that's, I think, has been his tradition to some extent. When they're rehabbing, he's not going to tell you where they are in the rehab. I think he kind of said that. He'll tell you, you can report the injuries, he'll tell you about them. He isn't going to go into the specifics of, when are they coming back? What are they doing with them? What exactly is the injury? All of that. And he was true to form today. But basically said, no worries. Cody clearly wasn't 100% at practice today, and they clearly took it easy. He didn't do some things that required you to, pound your feet, some of the bag drills early for the quarterbacks. He didn't do a lot of the 11-on-11 stuff, and some of that might be they just don't want somebody stepping on that foot. But looked a little bit, throwing more with his arm, not really coming through as much. And Damian, I think, started a little bit, tried to do some things, and then pretty much kind of, looked like he got stiff a little bit with that knee. So, but they do have Vianney, essentially, Talamabayo as the starter, and you got Khalil Rogers, who I guess we don't know till tomorrow. He doesn't, get the final word whether he can come back until tomorrow. Jordan Simmons, I guess, it has been cleared. So they've got some more options, it looks like, but we'll see. You would think Damian's the longest shot by far.
Yeah, it looked like more depth. That's interesting, though. On he mentioned Jordan Simmons and Khalil Rogers. I thought he said they were both going to be back, but I guess Rogers is still kind of a game. But they're both out in pads. They're practicing.
Rogers was one more day before he gets cleared. Jordan is cleared. Rogers tomorrow is his day where they decide for sure about this week. Okay. He looked like, he looks like he's pretty much back.
Yeah, and he was getting early reps when they did the walkthrough stuff. And defensive players, though, were able to talk today. I got to say, Hayes Pollard and some of the other guys, Stuart Cravens. Anything interesting coming out of defensive players?
Well, they don't act like, that there's anything, Leonard wasn't here, and it wasn't one of those things that there was any kind of a big focus on him. I mean, I think they all are thinking about last year's game, about, playing at, Anthony Sorrell, who had committed to Stanford, talking about 2 years ago and the bad feeling in that game, and he said all these guys who are on this defense that played in that game, remember that game, remember them running, students running on the field. He said that's a big factor, for him. Matching up against Stanford, for the secondary guys, matching up against Stanford's receivers, knowing that they're probably throwing the ball more than a Stanford team has, and yet still saying, it's going to be smash mouth football. So kind of looking forward to maybe a little bit of a new look Stanford, and yet knowing it's still going to be the old, try to hit you in the mouth and be very physical with you. So but the defense more is just kind of straightforward, looking to the challenge.
All right. Well, it's going to wrap it up here on Howard Jones Field. Wednesday practice, USC getting ready for a trip to the farm to take on Stanford. For Dan Weber, this is Ryan Abraham. Check out USCFootball.com for more.